Still on justice for Mohbad, Ileroluwa Promise Aloba, a young man who mysteriously passed away under circumstances that are questionable. A young man that is still seeking and searching for justice through you and I. This is a young man who is supposed to be helped to get justice. Although what happened to him is not even supposed to happen, but be it as it is, it happened. Is it through negligence? Is it through lackadaisical attitude? Whatever it is, no one has the license or the right to take the life of the other person. What happened? Was he pushed? Was he stabbed? A lot of people have talked about this and we've perused over it, we've dealt with it, we've looked into it. But ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see is one of its kind. You are in for a shocker. So not so long ago, Yomi Fabi broke light into this mystery of justice for Mohbad because there was so much silence. It seems Mohbad's father was busy chilling. That's what it appeared to a lot of people, even though that's not what it is. Why? Because the coroner inquest could not proceed. And he said he could not get access to the private autopsy and maybe toxicology that we are paid for. He said that the pathologist said, I am going to present it at the inquest and I will be cross-examined on it. So I cannot give it to you personally because I will be asked, has anybody seen this? Has anybody viewed it? He said he will not be too comfortable if such questions are asked of him, if he has given it to Mohbad's father. And I think the man might be kind of conscious of what can happen, that before we say Jack Robinson, the result of the coroner inquest and the private autopsy and toxicology, both of it will be out and people will begin to ask questions about it. Which one is correct? Is it the one at the inquest or the one that we are seeing online from the pathologist? So he said, I cannot give this to you. Then he moved down to DNA. He said, well, I'm going to get the service of the lawyer that is on ground, Sanshitu. People applauded him for that. They said, okay, now we are moving. But with this is the Yomi Fabi's conversation with Mohbad's younger brother, even though they said it is not true. But we all know that this is Mohbad's younger brother's official mode of communication. I mean, social media handle. So what exactly is this thing that happened? I'm glad to tell you that 3 people have been petitioned. The so-called widow, the so-called Mohbad's younger brother, and one of his friends that they said is the one chatting with Yomi Fabi. Like I said, what you're about to see is just a drop of what is coming. Let's get right into it. But do not forget to like and share. Tap on the subscribe button.
Rather than, we want to see more investigation. We want questions like, where is the video emanating from be answered? How did Damola get into the email be answered? Otherwise, we believe that Abdullah and Damola are only conspirators. They are working together. We will not allow anybody to use this honorable court as an instrument again. So we'll call again on this honorable court to inaugurate teams of investigators to swing into action and give us a clear report that will answer all the questions that my honorable NGO, Yomi Fabi International, has been asking. And I yield on this ground, my lord.
At this point,
my lord, I will have to draw your attention here, my lord. That is what we know as standard of proof. The counsel, the defendant's counsel, is merely giving an argument that are, like I said, baseless. The confession by Damola is not just a mere confession, but this confession are corroborated by physical facts, forensic facts, in the sense that the actual phone that was used to chat the person of Yomi Fabiyi was the phone of Damola. That is a collaborating fact. So it's not just a mere confession. So this has proved a standard of, this has already given a standard of proof. And my lord, in evidence, you must find the relevance of an evidence. You must also find the credibility of an evidence. You must also find the corroboration of an evidence. So the defendant's counsel here is just giving argument baseless without providing any evidence. Witness testimony, like I have said so far, statement given by the police, collaborated by facts. Talking about physical evidence.
Objection, my lord.
Objection overruled. My lord, like I said, this is not a violent court.
Barrister top move.
Can I proceed?
Let him proceed.
Can I proceed? Can I proceed?
Now wait, don't stop him, man. Don't stop him, bro.
So, like I am saying, the standard of proof of the evidences that I've tendered so far in respect to this case in this honorable court has been established. Collaborating with the forensic facts and collaborating with the physical evidence. So I will employ this court to always act with the standard of proof to actually determine the credibility of any evidence that is going to be used in interpreting the law of this case in this honorable court. So I employ my lord to work with the standard of proof. Let's declare the counsel of the defendant tender this honorable court an evidence, a substantial evidence that has not been contradicted by this proof that has been presented by this court on the ground that he is arguing from or on the ground that he stands with. Thank you. I hit my mic.
My honorable court, I think my honorable colleagues need to be helped here, and I will need my honorable court to try to explain to my fellow colleague that there is no way there will be a case of impersonation without a process. Why is my honorable colleague scared of reviewing the process which the impersonation was done? A mere confession doesn't make impersonation happen. A person who impersonated somebody went through a process, right? If we review this process, we will find out that my client Yomi Fabiyi is making the right statement, which he already have an evidence of. Impersonation cannot stand. There must be a process for someone to impersonate somebody. You have to do something that will put you in the position of that person. It is either you have the identity of that person to use, or you have some information of that person. Now, how did you get it? What if the person gave you the information? That is aiding you in the crime, in the process. So, he that must come for equity must come with a clean hands. My honorable court, I will implore you to please explain to my fellow colleague. This thing is very simple. There is no way that an impersonator will impersonate another without going through some processes. We want to review that process. It is the reviewing of that process that will exonerate Adura. Because Adura is already implicated. The fact that his main account was used undeniable under the Evidence Act. We can confirm whatever my client, this information that my client Yomi Fabiyi has brought to be genuine. It is not a distorted, the both parties, me and my colleague both agreeing that indeed this is Adura main account, which makes it a cogent evidence implicating Adura. Now, reviewing the process of impersonation should be what will exempt Adura, not just a mere confession, because my client has filed a case of conspiracy, and that case is still with the police station right now. They have not investigated Adura, and they're not giving enough well substantiated information for me to believe that this is not Adura. Adura was in the house when this incident happened. To make my colleague, okay, go through the right process of justice. And we have not demanded for too much. I want to ask my honorable colleague if he has nothing hiding. Okay, so please permit me to ask my honorable colleague a question. Now, my honorable colleague, if you claim that my client has misconstrued Adura, okay, and is defaming Adura, for which we are not. We have our evidence. We started with Adura. My client started with Adura's main account. Why don't you support a new inaugurated team to review the same process of impersonation if you have nothing hiding? So my fellow colleague, I'm asking you right now, would you support that this court organize a special team of investigation to go through this process that would help us answer every question and exonerate Adura? Would you support that, my honorable colleague? Go on.
Like I said, my lord, I want to believe that your courtroom is not a violent courtroom. So, like I would say, our evidence is already before you. And the confession is admission of guilt. And confession stands in every court trial proceeding. It is valid once it was recorded under the authority that has the constitutional right. We have tendered.
Objection, my lord. I just asked a question. Will you support it or not?
Objection overruled. Top movies.
My lord, my colleague is not answering the question. It's an open-ended question that requires yes or no.
Papariano, at this point, I think the both counsels will just be repeating what they've said. At this point,
my lord,
I think the both counsels should pick
okay, top movie, let's just end this shit, okay? I think you can now see from our position, okay, that comment rain, comments fire or anything.
You presented no evidence.
Yomi has evidence. Okay, what Yomi has is no evidence against Adura. What Yomi has,
now, what you should understand, whatever thing that Yomi have as an evidence has no credibility.
Before who? Before the court or before the police?
You listen now. I was doing my own investigation
before the police, before any computer.
What I was expecting to do, right? I was expecting you to go bring the police as a witness, which right now, I will now ask question to the police.
I don't need to bring police as a witness.
You have to bring your witness. What are you saying? In a case, you have to bring your witness.
Wait,
in a case, see, let me tell you, top of your line of defense. Wait, just wait. Let me tell you. Just wait. Let me tell you. Let me help you. Wait, relax. In your defense for Adura, what you can do, you have to bring. Just wait now. Let me tell you. Then you tell my own. You can correct me. I don't have issue. Okay. This is what I expect from you. To bring Damola one, okay, to challenge Yomi in front of the court, and to also bring police to claim, to show that yes, they have instructed Yomi, this is what they show him, so that the court can now mediate. But you didn't bring Damola, you didn't bring police. You go there as legal team. Who are you? You have to bring them so that I cannot ask them. Then the court cannot ask police, is it true that you told Yomi this and Yomi refused? Then let Yomi face police there.
Papariano, see where you're losing it. Now,
yeah, go on.
In all your submission, you never gave any evidence. The only thing that you were relying on was that account, the Adura account on TikTok, and that particular account has already lost the credibility by the testimony and the confession by Damola admitting with guilt that he was the one that committed that impersonation. You don't lose that one already. So what I was even expecting you
what
to
you
do.
may have is evidence.
Now,
It's an
Papayano, what you're
evidence.
supposed
Go
to
up,
do.
come down any day, anytime. You go struggle with
What you are
them.
supposed to do, what I was
You go struggle with them.
if you really want to defend your me, you are only to what you're supposed to do is just to play ignorant that you were not aware of
No.
That is what we are supposed to do.
Ignorant is not an excuse.
If you claim that you are aware and you don't have any reasonable evidence to back up your claim,
I don't have enough evidence.
Down for it.
No, Ta. Oh, yeah, make it go court. I don't tell you now, top moving. See, even me like this, I could defend your me with you against that Wumi lawyer. Nothing will happen.
See, that shit. Papayano, whether I would like or whether I like to talk
that shit
tomorrow. If you don't get evidence, if there is no evidence,
I am waiting to see that lawsuit. See, top moving. Me and you from now till March. If they not so Adura pursue this thing, okay, now let's do something. Would you agree with me that from now to March, if Adura lawyer don't institute a civil lawsuit and follow it up against Yomi, would we say that this Wumi lawyer, would we say that he's just a Sakamaje lawyer? Or let's say, would we say he's just a roadside lawyer? Would we now agree on that statement from now to March?
Now, let me tell you, see, Papayano, I can go to a court now, Papayano, let me tell you now, I can go to a court now and I will file a case. Okay? Now, if I decide to file in a particular, if I decide to file in a particular court and the particular maybe magistrate or the judge is not the kind of person, or maybe there is a departmental or administrative things that they are handling, before they will process that file, it will take time. You understand? So you will not take because of that bottleneck or that hazard factor that is affecting that particular courtroom and now say, oh, the file will not be, the guy have not filed it.
Okay, what is your time limit? What is your time limit?
If the lawsuit, wait, now,
can you tell me? Wait, please tell me.
Tell
me your time limit. Tell me your time limit. I can't wait for you to get to court. Tell me when are you expecting this case to be in court? I want to challenge that time.
If you understand how the court works, you understand that there's always
the case file has been open already, right? I thought they said Adura has sued Yomi 1 billion already. As a case file be open already.
I don't understand.
So
what do you mean?
I thought they said that okay, first, as Adura sued Yomi.
I don't have that information.
Please go and confirm that first. Let me be sure first, because I don't like all this standing for Adura, because I know.
I'm telling you based on the information.
Wumi lawyer no blind. You no go ever try that nonsense. You know blind though. You no go ever try that nonsense. Please go and confirm first, because I'm hearing one CNN or TVC was talking about $1 billion.
The only petition that is going on there. No be the one way.
I am hearing that a lawsuit of 1 billion naira has been sued against Yomi Fabi by Adura.
Well, like I said, I don't have that information.
Please go and confirm it.
Talk on something
go confirm it. Go confirm it, please. I'll be waiting next time that you will come here. Okay, you will talk about it. Okay.
As their spokesperson now, or what?
No. What I'm saying is this, okay? You please discuss among. You should be look at us right now. We are trying to get information from both sides, from both parties, and that is the only fair way to approach.
I'm not representing anybody. I'm the public.
No. You are interested in this case. I mean, do your research. See, do your research. I am telling you, okay? Do your research so that when we want to talk, we will talk based on valuable informations that are available out there that we can find. You know, not just on mere speculations. Right now, I watched the other time on the TVC when the broadcaster was saying that a 1 billion lawsuit has been filed against the actor Yomi Fabi. So I'm still not. I wasn't very sure, okay, of whether it was true or just maybe, you know, any of this message out there to intimidate people. So you too, who is interested in this case, endeavor, it's not a bad thing, attempt to make a research, okay, so that when next we want to talk, it is either I have it wrongly and you correct me, or you have it wrongly and I correct you, so that we'll be able to have a direction. There's no purpose of having a conversation that doesn't have a direction. Because I read in TVC, exactly like as I said, the 1 billion. You know, TVC, this is a reputable news company, right? If they can be saying such, it means Adura has taken action. But I want to be sure it's not just for intimidation, because this is not the first time there's been so many, you know, like Naira Marley the other time sued Iyabo Ojo 500 billion. Iyabo Ojo they responded with 1 trillion naira. That never got anywhere. That only, you know, that only went down. So I want to be sure whether this one is something else I can even create time for. Because me, I don't believe that Wunmi lawyer can ever sue Yomi Fabiyi. Okay, truth be told, I don't know how you want to win that. But anyhow, no, there's magic might happen.
No,
anyhow,
if
that he can win.
One thing I want to be sure, if Yomi doesn't apologize, if he doesn't retract,
if I am Yomi lawyer, I will never advise Yomi to apologize. Never, from Yomi lawyer. Never. I need something substantial.
Do you even know what he's doing underground? You know.
I don't care, you Kokanye, you know, concern me.
This guy, you know what? See they do underground. Make it they leave that guy. Make they go.
No. I'm just telling you for what I know. Whatever is doing underground, I don't know it. Okay, but for me, based on what me I know, I still think that Yomi is within is 100% right with what he has. It's an evidence. Real evidence, physical evidence.
One thing you don't understand.
Unless you will deny with evidence. Okay,
you know, see
Yomi chatted. You see what I was expecting, right? I was expecting Aduras and Co to come out with a direction that the account Yomi chatted was a fake account. That it was never owned by Adura. But for them to confirm that it was Adura account but impersonated, you have to show me how it was impersonated.
Now, Papa,
that's what I want to know.
Let me tell you something. You see, Yomi, whether you like Yomi na fear. See that day he went to the police station. Do you know why he went with his baby? That his kid that he went to, so that they will not be able to detain him.
Everybody has strategy. If Wunmi can go to show with a 5-month-old baby,
he knows
went
that
to show with 5-month-old baby. Now, what are you saying? This man can go anywhere with his son. That son is bigger, is grown up enough to carry around.
All this why you.
How about Wunmi going to the show with 5-month-old baby? What do you say about that?
All this one, you never see him anywhere. The guy just, not gonna calm down.
No. This is a case now, bro. This is a case. Everybody defend the side. Defend your side. Everybody defend your side. And then we'll see what happens. You see, nobody carry fire for it. That's so it be. Government, let's hear from you a little bit.
What I want to say to Top Movie before you go. Papa will not make me make my submission on that you are.
Go and make your submission. Let me go do something. I want to go do something. Just speak on. Let me go do something.
That section, which one? Let me just check. Hold on, please. Top Movie, you quoted section.
I quoted section 125.
No, section 373 now.
I'm talking defamation.
Yeah. You see what that section is saying, right? Yomi can be held liable if only any person who publishes or reproduces any defamatory matter concerning another person with intent to injure the reputation of that person is guilty of an offense, which in Yomi's situation now, he didn't produce this evidence. It was sent to him. So they won't hold him. At the end of the day, what the court would do is still yield to Papariano's end that, okay, let us have a committee that will now look into this thing, right? That will now look into it, forensic evidence, right? Which will be the best situation out of that matter. You get? And Yomi will be free at the end of the day.
No, Dra. Understand. This particular section 373, okay, is in the context of libel and slander, okay, written and verbal. And you are talking about if Yomi have intention, it doesn't apply to whatever intention he has. The particular section is only referring you to the situation that will injure the reputation of any person by exposing that person to hatred, ridicule, whatever. That means whatever that person has published by writing or the person has said maybe by words of mouth, and that particular statement have injured the reputation of that person by exposing them to hate or by ridiculing them, like by causing damage on that person, even their profession, their trade, whatever the thing is. But for the fact that that particular action of defamation has caused that person those injury on their reputation, you defame that individual will be held liable for the offense of defamation.
So it
doesn't mean that they don't even apply whether you have intention. Nobody wants to know what your intention was. But if the most important thing is your action. If that person has been able to convince the court, giving them evidences that this particular action of this person cost me this and this and this, and this I consider as injury on my reputation, on my mental health, on my state of professionalism, on my trade. Once I have been able to give a substantial evidence to back up all those things, that is not how you're going to go scot-free now.
So whatever charges the other party's personal would not affect Yomi, because he is not the one who produces this thing that is slanderous to this person, who caused this person pain and go.
Now, what we are talking about now, the point we are trying to make here.
If you have to quote that particular section of the law,
now,
what
I'm saying now, what Yomi is holding as evidence has been refuted, has no stand anymore.
No,
because Yomi now have the knowledge of.
The other lawyer now is standing that. The other lawyer is telling you that he wants a forensic evidence, which the court will now avail him to prove his doubt.
Yomi, as a person, doesn't have that right constitutionally. He has no right. The most important thing here is that there is an evidence already that shows that it was not Adura that was chatting you.
Which evidence is that?
The evidence of admission of Adura's guilt is confession at the police station.
Confession is admissible.
And there are corroborating physical facts that the phone that he chatted with Yomi was Adura's phone. The email that gave the video was Adura's email. As the forensic has already reported.
No,
so these are facts.
There has been no forensic.
Now, these are facts. Wait now.
It's just admission of guilt.
No, now, wait now. You should understand that forensic was done on that phone. The phone was collected by the Nigeria Police Force. Forensic was done on that phone. And the forensic report...
How do you establish that there was a forensic done on that phone? Did the police brought out any...
Now, we don't have that information.
News about that.
Wait, Dra. You don't have that information, okay? I was in the position to actually have that information. And I'm telling you, but I'm not saying you should work with whatever I'm saying, because you'll be like, okay, you don't believe me. But me, I'm telling you, the forensic was done on that phone. And the report of the forensic corroborated what Damola's confession. The phone that was used to chat with Yomi
on the phone
was Damola's phone.
And they showed
at the point that they chatted, the phone was already in his possession, because that Adura sold the phone to Damola. That phone that chatted with you, that phone that accessed the account, the TikTok account of Adura, was Damola's phone. And that is a fact.
Do you know the meaning of forensic evidence? Forensic means that they've gone through all the files, they've hacked into the phone, they've checked all the logs. It's not by admission of mouth that I was the one that used this one. Forensic is more than that. Are you saying the police have done forensic? They have the forensic evidence and they've given it to you.
Exactly what I'm
just
telling you.
Adamant after all the forensic evidence is given to him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's just adamant, and that is the problem. That is the problem. So if you are now having the knowledge of what transpired and the police have given you those evidence and you still play ignorant of it, that is defamation. That is complete defamation because you have the knowledge of what has gone wrong. You have the knowledge of the impersonation. So what is now your motive by insisting that no, you are not going to buy whatever the evidence is? But you that you're claiming that it is Adura, you don't have any evidence because the one you claim you have has already
I think at this point, Yomi needs to be questioned. Have they shown him the forensic evidence? Quote unquote forensic. Mr. Yomi Fabi, have you been shown the forensic evidence that says that shows that Adura was not the one chatting you and it was this guy and they've checked the phone? Are you okay with the evidence is shown to you? At that point, that's the only question I want to ask him. If he can,
see, let me tell you something about the kind of personality that
the forensic evidence have been done. What they have is just words of mouth, admission of guilt, which is understandable. But if your still want forensic evidence, more deeper evidence that all this was orchestrated by Damola, good, which the court should be able to avail him. Yes, going forward.
See, one thing you should understand is
I will listen for my section.
One thing you should understand, Yomi is not being sincere. Yomi is not honest. Yomi did not even come out to say this. He has not said what even it was even Baba Mohbad that even came to collaborate all the things that actually happened in the police station. Yomi will never come out to say this is what happened or this is what played out because he have his own different motive and he have his own personal agenda that he wants to attain at the end of the day. So if you are expecting Yomi to come and tell you that they actually gave him forensic whatever, Yomi no go tell you that one. Yomi no go tell you. Tomorrow night you go carry school back, tell you and say, they have come again. No.
Whatever the Aduras and co have, let them also come out, tell their own part of the story. For example, this 03 seconds video was going viral. Adura never published it. They were keeping it. Thank God for Karima, who later came out to publish it. Okay, who put so many things to sleep. So many confusion and argument was put to sleep. So they have a lot of things covering. So I'm not going to be here and be saying that Yomi is covering something and Adura is not covering nothing.
And you know one thing, Paparano, that video.
They are scared. And if they are really innocent, right? If they were innocent, they would have come out boldly. Any innocent person anywhere, like it's reasonable to come out and you speak up, right? That's how it happened in this society.